Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the MINIAC, and it looks a little weird right now, and that's because I am wearing sunglasses. No, actually it looks weird right now because the lighting's not right, and I don't have any hair. But anyway, welcome back to the MINIAC. How is everyone doing? How is everyone doing on this wonderful rainy Wednesday evening in Kansas? Well, if you're in Kansas, it's a very rainy Wednesday evening. If you're in any other part of the world, I'm sure the weather might be a little bit better where you are. But welcome back. Welcome to the live stream. If you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel. And I said subscribe terribly wrong there. But I upload videos every Monday and Friday at 2 p.m. usually. Excuse me, I had chili for dinner. But pardon me. But I might change that a little bit. We'll see what happens. I'm working on getting some videos kind of sorted out for you guys. But anywho, what did you all think of the It's Mini video that I did? I hope you all watched it. I'm hoping most of you have watched it. I want to know what you thought. That was something that was a little bit different. As you noticed, there were no minis, and I'm going to adjust this lighting in here because this is terrible. First of all, we're in my studio, so if you didn't notice the gigantic green screen back here, that is where I do my green screen videos. So welcome to my studio. I finally revamped everything, finally got it all set up. But I want to know what you thought of the It's Mini video, because that was something a little bit different. That was something that did not involve any cars, really, except for the one interview I did where she talked about her Mini Cooper that she named Sheldon. She loved that car. She still loves that car. I haven't talked to her in a while, actually, but I probably should. That was a very different video in the fact that it did not involve minis. It involved people. And that was something that's very different, but it's also something that relates really well with the Mini community, and the fact that it's more than just cars. It's about the people that are in the Mini community. The people in the community are what drove me to want to own a Mini and buy a Mini and be part of that community, and why I continue to own a Mini. I loved I loved how everyone was different. Everyone was unique. Like the guy Richard Viets, he makes mini guitars. In fact, Richard Viets, my old Mini clubman, for all you who don't know, belonged to Richard Viets, who is the man that makes Mini Cooper guitars. He actually made a guitar that looked just like the same color scheme as my old clubman. So that was his first. That was one of his earlier Mini Coopers, and he loved that car. He traded it in for a Toyota pickup truck, and then I bought it. I recently traded that car in, and it's now being enjoyed by another new Mini enthusiast somewhere in Kansas City, and he loves the car to death. So I don't see myself getting that car back anytime soon. But I love my new car just the same. But he was very interesting. That was a really interesting guy. His wife, Kathy, she's fantastic. She does quilting and all sorts of really cool stuff. Really, really interesting woman. There are so many different people. There are so many different backgrounds in the Mini community. I wish I could have interviewed everybody, but then the video would have been even longer than it really was. And one of the people at the end of the video that you might have saw was Amir. He is the service drive manager for Baron Mini. He is an awesome guy. I've known him for several years now. He was, when I got my first Mini, the first service advisor I had at the dealership was the man who is now the service manager for both dealerships, Isaac. And then when Isaac became the service manager for both, or service manager basically, Amir moved down there as one of the service advisors, and he became my service advisor, and he's been my service advisor ever since. And he's an awesome guy, great guy to work to deal with, great guy to talk to at Baron Mini, and almost everyone in the Mini community all over the country pretty much knows who this guy is, because Baron Mini has such a big reputation when it comes to their service department. They're known for how great their service department is, and he's one of the reasons that the service department is so fantastic. What are the other people in there? There was my friend Mark, who you might have, if you don't recognize him, he owns the BRG JCW, the R53 BRG JCW that I did a few videos on. That's Mark's car. He's an awesome guy, does some mission stuff in Nepal, and he was going to go back over there this year. Unfortunately, with the coronavirus situation, he wasn't able to do it. There's Nicole in there. She is an EMT in Kansas City, so she's out there right now keeping people safe, keeping people healthy. There was Rochelle in there. She's a musician. She's awesome. She and some of her friends have actually been doing porch concerts actually in Kansas City. They've been playing music on their porch, and their neighbors have been coming out off of their porches and watching them perform on their front porch. So that's pretty cool. I know I'm missing names, but there were so many people in that video, and there could have been a whole lot more, and I wanted to put a whole lot more in there, including there's a husband and wife couple in the mini community, John and Jonna, in the Kansas City mini club, and they do balloon sculptures. They have a company called Up, Up, and Away in Kansas City, and they're really well known for their balloon sculptures. I've helped them out one winter, actually, putting up stuff for New Year's celebrations, and that was pretty fun to actually learn how. I pretty much know how to inflate and tie a balloon a lot faster than I used to, but they are awesome people, and I wish I could have had them in the video as well, but unfortunately timing and scheduling and getting people all together to do this video was a little bit difficult. There was also Mark in there, otherwise known as Merlin, who is really into antiques, and there were so many people in there. There was Kertisha, who is a big into organ donation, and she received a kidney transplant several years back. I'm not sure how long back, but she's been doing really well with that. And I actually helped out in conjunction with Baron Mini. We helped out with the National Kidney Foundation Kidney Walk last year in Kansas City. We brought out an orange Cooper S with their logo on it, and it ended up leading the start of the Kidney Walk, which was a kind of a fun thing for me, and it was a really cool thing for them and for Baron Mini to actually be out there to participate in that last year. So that was pretty fun. But it was an interesting video, and definitely a lot more different than my typical mini related videos where you see the cars and you see stuff about the cars and all that great stuff, because the minis are great, but minis are fantastic. But the thing that drives the brand and the reason the brand is so popular is because of the people. I think more than anything, the people that are involved in that brand, the people that own the cars, the people who build the cars, the people who work for the company that makes the cars. The people are what is important with that brand, and that's kind of the thing that was the purpose of this video, was to show how it's more than just a car. It's the people that are behind it. So I hope you all got a chance to watch that video, and if you didn't, I encourage you to go over there and check it out. It's in there. It's one of my more recent videos, but I encourage you to go watch it and watch all the other interviews that I did with everybody, the full-length interviews, because it's really cool to kind of see that backstory and learn more about the people who own these cars and find out that there's more to them than just a vehicle. And it was just a fun video. I really had a good time with it. Anyway, moving on to Friday. Friday, I have something special. I did a long-distance car review with Ethan, with my friend Ethan. He is one of my subscribers. He's also a Patreon member. So if you're interested in supporting the channel, go over to the Patreon, and there's a link for it in the description, and consider becoming a Patreon member of the MINIAC's channel for as little as $2 a month. And that could help me continue to fund what I need to do to keep this channel going and keep having more cool stuff. Basically it comes down to if most Mini Coopers is the more money I have, the more I'm able to do cool stuff for you guys on the channel. But that aside, if you're interested in doing some stuff with your Mini while you're sitting around, not able to go anywhere, go over to outmotoring.com, check out some of the products there, buy something for your car, use code MINIAC5, save 5% off on your order, and anything over $195 is free shipping. So can't go wrong there, really. And over $195, you could get a cold air intake, you could get an exhaust, you could get wheels, you could get tires, you could get side scuttles, trim bits, shift knobs. Have I left anything out? But anyway, hope everyone is doing well. I want to hear what you're all doing out there. I want to hear how things are going, and if you have any questions, feel free to share them. I'm going to open up the side panel here to questions, but first I want to give a shout out to my friend Timothy up there. He's been one of my best friends now for how long? And Tim went back to work, so I won't be able to ask him, but I think it's been like 7 years, maybe. That's a long time. But anywho, the video sums up why I love this community. Luis from Brazil, hello. Dale, video was on point. Yep. Hey, Dale. What else we got here? Will. Hey, I'm actually purchasing my first Mini Friday. Well, congratulations, Will. I hope you picked out a really good one, and well, they're all really good. So I'm sure you picked out a Mini that's just right for you, and I'm thrilled that someone out there is buying another Mini. That's fantastic. And then we got Tyler Smith down here. Can you do a hand-on review of the new digital tachometer for the Mini Cooper S? I would love to do that. Unfortunately, the local Mini dealership has put a hold on the incoming shipments of new cars at their dealership right now while the stay-at-home order is in place for Kansas and for Johnson County in Kansas. So even when the stay-at-home order for Kansas is lifted on the 3rd, the Johnson County stay-at-home order is apparently extended to either the 15th or the 30th of May. So they can't ship in any more cars right now until the stay-at-home order is lifted. So at the moment, I can't do a hands-on video on the new digital tach. But as soon as I can, I promise you I will. Especially considering I want to check out everything with the new 2021 models, with the manual transmission being back, with all the other tech that they're adding and changing on the car. So I really want to get a video out there and get some cool stuff like that going as well. So pardon me, my mom's calling. Doing a live stream. And I've told her before not to call while I'm doing a video, but she does it anyway. AJ in there, hello. Can you help do tutorial on how to do the parking assistant? I'm assuming by parking assistant, you're talking about the automatic parallel parking. There's a video I did on the Mini Countryman. I think it's the British Racing Green one. If you watch that, I actually demonstrated the parallel parking system in that car, and it was really kind of an interesting system. But at some point, when there's another Mini on the lot that I can actually do a more in-depth, more thorough parallel parking test, I will do that, and you'll be sure to see a video on that. I might get some traffic cones to really kind of do it justice and really kind of make it look cool. But I think we'll do a real live, maybe we'll do a live stream parallel parking demonstration. That'd be kind of cool with that system. That would be pretty cool. I might have to do that. Anyway, Will, I'm purchasing a midnight black Mini with the Mini Yours leather interior, British rims, white top, and mirrors. That's a nice spec, Will. That is a really nice spec. Midnight black, white roof, Mini Yours leather, the British spoke wheels. That's gonna look fantastic. You're gonna have to email me some pictures of it. I really want to see a picture of that. That sounds like a great looking car. But yeah, I think that'd be a pretty cool. That's gonna be a pretty cool looking Mini actually. I had a midnight black Mini once. It did not have a white roof. It had a black roof, but a white roof would have looked pretty cool on that car. In fact, a red roof would have looked pretty cool on that car. But yeah, the reason I'm looking over here is my cat is sitting out here, probably plotting whether he's going to come in here and interrupt me while I'm doing this live stream. And he's walking away. I guess he's not going to. Good. So, how is everyone doing out there in the Mini world? Everything going good out there? Everyone doing good? Everyone staying healthy? Hopefully everyone being safe and sound and all that good stuff. Will, I wish it was a JCW, but not there yet financially. I understand that. Not always a good time to get a JCW yet, but you got a Cooper S. So there's a start. And I think you can get the JCW Pro exhaust for it if you really wanted to, so you can get a little bit of noise. That might be kind of fun. Let's see. Will said, going great. How are you doing? I'm doing really good, aside from the fact that I couldn't go to the barbershop, so I buzzed off all my hair. Largely because otherwise it would have probably been about right here at the point. So I kind of had to do something to make this work. Eagle Automotive Sales, glad you got your cat back. Yeah, I'm glad I got my cat back as well. Now, unfortunately, I need to delete a cat on my car. So I do have a cat back, but there's one cat I really don't want right now. So we'll see if I can get to that. Sorry, that is a terrible joke, but it's Wednesday, it's 7:10, and I'm full of terrible jokes. But my friends know that I'm full of terrible jokes. Stephen Smith, is there a big difference in performance if I use 89 or 91 octane? Despite the fact that the Mini says minimum 89, I strongly recommend and encourage that you do not use anything below 91 octane. The reason why is fuel grades in the US are very different from fuel grades in the UK and Europe. 91 octane is the bare minimum. That would be bare minimum in Europe, actually. I think it's 90. I think they have 93, 95, and 98 over there. And our maximum is 91 to 93 in the US. I don't recommend using anything below 91. just because I know that just because I think it's better to be safe than sorry. They recommend using 91 octane in the cars. Some of the JCWs, for example, they require 91 octane. So use 89 only if you absolutely have to. If there's like no 91 octane anywhere in the area. Otherwise, I strongly recommend that you use 91 octane regardless. It's not going to make any difference. It's not going to save you any money, but I think it's not going to save you any money to use less than 91 octane. I think in the long run, it'll actually save you money to use 91 or higher octane in your car because you're going to reduce the risk of damaging your engine. Anything less than that, you're going to damage your engine. And I know this because I know someone who had a BMW that required 91 octane. He used 87 in it all the time, and it had to get about $6,000 in mechanical repairs. So I don't recommend using anything below 91, despite the fact that it says minimum 89 on the gas cap. Use 91 or higher octane in your Mini. AJ, I just got a 2020 Countryman S, racing green, fun to drive. Racing green, so you must be over in the UK or Europe, because in the US we call it British racing green because we don't, because we like to add the word British in there because it makes it sound expensive. So racing green, Countryman S, that sounds like a fantastic color. British racing green, BRG in the US, racing green over there. That is a really pretty color on that car. The Countryman is a really great looking vehicle too. Chris Belgrade, always use 93 octane. That's all I use. Chris, I agree with you. If you're able to find 93 octane, use it. I use 93 octane whenever I'm near a place that has 93 octane. At the moment, I live in a part of Kansas that does not have 93 octane. Our maximum is 91. There is a BP gas station in Leawood, Kansas that does have 93 octane. I think it's at 107th in Leawood. So if any of you live in Leawood and you're looking for 93 octane fuel, it's right across the street from the Apple store down there, and the Crate and Barrel and the Container Store. It's in that general area. So there is a BP station down there that has 93 octane. So if you live in Kansas and you're looking for 93 and you're in Johnson County, Kansas, there is one that has it. If you find it, use it. 93 is fantastic. Otherwise, 91 will get you by. Use 89 only in a case of an emergency. They really recommend that in case of an emergency, but 91 to 93 is really where you should be as far as the US is concerned. If you can get higher octane in the UK and Europe, and your car and your Mini is capable of using that fuel, and I think it is, then go for it. Otherwise, use what they recommend. Raphael says, "Hey buddy, from Brazil. I notice I have a lot of viewers here from Brazil, so that's pretty cool. Bought my Mini Cooper S F55 2020, which is finally arriving on Friday because of your reviews. I bought a full package. Any suggestions to what to do to it first?" I would right now avoid, if you're going to do performance upgrades and you're trying to keep your car within warranty spec, they do make a JCW Pro exhaust for your F55 that will work. The tuning kit is still no longer functional for the 2020 and 2021 models, but you can get a Pro exhaust from JCW Pro exhaust, and that's a factory accessory, a dealer installed accessory. So you could get that installed at the dealership, and that'd be a pretty cool, give you a lot more grunt in your car. If you want to add performance chips and stuff like that, I know that Dynon, I think, still makes a chip for the F55 Cooper S. There's also Race Chip that makes one. If you get the Race Chip GTS, I think it's like an extra 50 horsepower, they say. There's those options. You can do, I don't know if I recommend cold air intakes right now because I haven't found one that I really like. So if you're going to change out your air filter for a high performance one, I would use a K&N panel filter. It's reusable and it gives you just as much performance it gives you a little bit of performance upgrade over the other ones. I've heard something about a Forge solid intake pipe, and I'm looking into information on that as well for the F56 or for the F generation's 2-liter engine. So something I'm considering, but at the moment I'm thinking if you really want to not go to the route of performance stuff, I would look at like cosmetic stuff, trim rings, gas cap covers, mirror caps, shift knobs, vinyl stripes. And if you can get stripes shipped to you, I recommend going over to motoringstripes.com. If Todd does international shipping, and I hope he does, he might be able to ship you a nice stripe package for your Mini with instructions on how to install it. So that's an option right there. Vinyl in general is a great way to change the look of your Mini. You can make it look like anything you want. You can make it look as different, as unique. You can pretty much change the whole color of your car just by vinyl. So it's kind of a neat thing to do. And it's not as expensive as, saying, painting the car or other things more crazier than that. Nickerish here. What about a base model Mini? If you're gonna go for a base model Mini, depends on the market. In the U.S. market, the base model Mini is a pretty stripped down as far as performance upgrades are concerned. It no longer has the driving modes in the U.S., which is kind of a disappointment to me. But I think it would have made it better. But a Cooper, a basic Ford or a basic two-door Cooper with a manual gearbox is a pretty good, fun little car to have. And there's a few upgrades, aftermarket performance upgrades you can add to those cars to give them a little bit more grunt and make them an incredibly fun little hot hatch to drive around. So base models, you're never going to have a bad day with a Mini in general. Base models, I think, are great cars as well. The Cooper S is phenomenal, and then of course the JCW is fantastic. But it really just depends on what you're looking for. I think you can probably have a lot of fun with a base model Cooper. You just have to get one in the right configuration. And I think in the UK, in the European market, I think the Cooper actually has a little bit more of a configurable ability than the US market does right now. So something to consider. Okay. Nickerish also uses Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium in his car. Good choice. Will, would a Mini S by standard have to use premium? Yes, a Mini Cooper S standard will need to use 91 octane. I encourage you to use 91 octane. The Cooper, 91 octane. Cooper S, 91 octane. Oh, I'm sorry, Nickerish, you were talking about the fuel economy, I assume. I think I just gave you a discussion about the upgrades to the car. But the octane level, always use 91 octane in your Mini. It doesn't matter if it's a base model or a John Cooper Works. My base model non-turbo Cooper Clubman that I had several years back, I used 91 octane because it said either said recommended or requires 91 octane, and I wasn't going to take any chances, so I used 91 octane. I don't recommend using anything below that if you can avoid it. Raphael says, thanks, loved the vinyl options. A friend suggested also buying an OBD to do some tweaks to the factory settings. Any suggestions on that? I recommend using the Beamer Code app if you haven't already heard about that. At some point, they're going to probably end up promoting or sponsoring the channel for all I know. But use the Beamer Code app. I think the coder I use is a Bluetooth one called from VPeak or VPAC. I think it's VPeak. I bought it on Amazon. It was like $30. But it works really well. I recently found out that on the 2020 models, you can use the Beamer Code app to code out, basically disable the engine stop-start function so that it doesn't get in the way when you're driving your car. You will actually be able to disable it. You can actually disable it so that it doesn't, when you start the car, it isn't permanently in there and can do the whole engine stop-start, because that engine stop-start thing annoys the heck out of me. So I'd rather have it disabled if I can help it. I did find out that Beamer Code added a function, unless it was already there, where you can actually change the code setting for whatever battery you put in the car. So if you put a battery that's either a higher amp or a lower amp or something, apparently you can go in there, you can change it to that specific battery, because the way Minis are built is, depending on the equipment in the car, the battery has a different amp level, so it can run all those options. So apparently they added that into the Beamer Code app, so you could put in a battery with higher amps than what's in the car currently if you really wanted to. Kind of a neat thing. I don't know if I really want to test it right now, but it's something to look into, and I'm sure I think they've added a few other features as well. So not a bad idea. So something to consider. But yes, use the Beamer Code app, use a Bluetooth dongle for it, and you can change all sorts of things. My favorite thing is to default the car in sport mode if you have driving modes in your car. I also like if you have power fold mirrors, I like the one where I programmed it where I can push the key fob and it will roll the windows up and fold the mirrors in at the same time. That's a great one. My other favorite one is the temperature there's the temperature settings on the tire pressure. So you get the tire pressure levels and you get the tire pressure or tire temperature, which is kind of cool. Now, if you want to go even more fun, you can change your center screen so that it shows you either the M division display, which is kind of interesting, And I think someone told me about the Rolls-Royce one where the Spirit of Ecstasy pops up on the screen. But also, apparently, you can change the chimes in the car so that they're either BMW chimes or Rolls-Royce chimes. So it's kind of a few things you can play with. The good news is with the Beamer Code app is that if you make a mistake, it saves a copy of your ECU. So if it detects an error, it'll tell you, hey, there's a problem, and it'll restore it back to the settings prior to that mistake. So it's almost foolproof. You can't really make a serious mistake with using that system. And all of the features that the Beamer Code app uses are actually defaulted into your ECU. They're not anything that the system is adding. It's stuff that's already in your car, and it's already capable of doing those things. So I would recommend trying it out, see what you think, and have fun with it. I mean, there's all sorts of cool little tweaks you can do here and there. So Chris says, or no, hold on, we'll go with the Dale. Dale Taylor, if you end up using 89, please use Octane Booster. Agree. Chris Belgrade, with the K&N filters, do you go with a wet filter or dry? Let's see, I don't really know for certain if I'm using a wet filter or a dry filter. Actually, I have to do some double checking. I haven't installed one yet. I'm going to go buy one sometime either towards the end of this week, possibly tomorrow, possibly the day after. But I want to get one installed. I think the ones I get are the ones you have to oil, and I'm assuming that means it's a wet filter. So I'm not 100% certain on that. But I'll know when I buy the filter. Stephen Smith, my 2017 Clubman S doesn't appear to have navigation. Do I have to have the dealer install? Do you recommend adding navigation or just use Google Maps? If you don't have navigation installed in your vehicle, you can't have the navigation module added to your car. So you're probably best to use Google Maps. And if you're going to use the map app, Google Maps or Apple Maps, whatever's on your phone, your smartphone, and if you're going to use it in your car, there's several different variations of smartphone holder you can get. This is one I bought off of Amazon. It sits in the cup holder, and you can have your phone on it. This was like $40 or so. That's one I'd recommend, except it takes away a cup holder. So there's another one that you can get that's from the dealership, that's from Mini, and that is the click and drive system, and it mounts to the back of the speedometer, and that's not a bad system at all, and you can do all sorts of things with that, and I would recommend getting that possibly as well, so then you can have your phone there, and you can have your navigation and whatever right there if you don't have navigation in your car. So hope that answered your question there, but no, you can't add the navigation module to your car if it doesn't have it, because it's the entire center system in that car. You have to pull the whole system out, and you have to add in wiring, which is not in the vehicle. So it's a really expensive process. You're better off just using your smart device in your car with the navigation on your smart device to do all that stuff. Raphael says, thanks. Nickerish says, I only put Shell V-Power Nitro Plus in my premium in my car. I don't stop at any other gas station. Shell is a very good is a very good fuel company, and in fact, Shell was a sponsor of Mini Takes States in 2018. So that is I've used Shell fuel before, and they're pretty good. But I also use BP, so I've used several different types of fuel in my car. What else everyone has? These are all good. These are all great questions. So I appreciate you all asking me all this stuff, because it's nice to be able to answer something right now rather than sit around and do nothing, which I've been doing a lot of lately as well. Hey, well, come on. If you're going to interrupt, you might as well come here. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. Okay. I got it. So, Nick Rich, what do you think of mud flaps on these cars? I don't know about the mud flaps. I've not seen mud flaps on F cars. I've seen them on the R chassis. I have a set of mud flaps for an R56, so I never installed them because I ended up not liking the look of them. I think they kind of look funky to me, to be honest. But if you want to put mud flaps on your Mini, go for it if you can find them. And they do make the factory mud. I've seen the factory mud flaps on several F cars, but I've not actually been a fan of the look of them. I just don't necessarily care for the look. But I mean, it's up to you, really. If you want to put the mud flaps on your Mini, by all means, go for it. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, okay. Are you not gonna watch? You're not gonna watch the screen? No, you're not gonna watch the screen? No, no. You're just gonna climb up on me? Okay, okay. Okay, everyone. If you all remember Ox. Oh, all right. This is. He is really like preventing me from doing anything here. Steven, my car came with run flats. I hear negative things. What are your thoughts? As soon as I have my thoughts, Steven, or as soon as I have the money to get rid of my run flats, I'm getting rid of my my run flats because I'm not a fan of them. I feel the ride is very, very harsh, and I don't think there's a benefit in it at all. I'd rather have non-run flats, and I also, if you're going to put the stock tire size on a regular hardtop is a 205 45 17. I'd rather put a 215 45 17 on the car because it gives it a bit of a wider track, which looks really nice on the Mini. It really fills out the wheel wells a little bit better. It fills out it just fills it out nicely, and it looks really good. And it doesn't do much to increase the horsepower or increase the It doesn't increase or reduce the speed or something like that. But I would do a 215 45 17 non-run flat if you're going to replace your tires. I'm not a big fan. I'm really not a big fan of the run flats. Despite the fact that the car doesn't have a spare, I would get a fix-a-flat kit that you can keep in the trunk in case of emergencies, and also maybe just have a spare tire on hand to replace if you need it, if absolutely need it. But I think the non-run flats are far better than the run flats. The ride is a lot smoother. It's not as harsh. It's just a more comfortable ride. So that's my take. Right now I have run flats on my car. As soon as I can replace them, I'm going to replace them with 215 45 17 all season performance tires. And the ones I'm looking at are the same ones I've had on several of my Minis in the past, and that's Kumo Exta tires. So I buy them from Amazon, and I think I bought a set for like $450, something like that. So they're pretty good tires. They last quite a while. But I know that if Samer's watching this, the sales manager at Baron Mini, he would recommend Michelin Pilot Sports because that's just who he is. He recommends Michelin. But I tend to prefer the Kumos just because I like the inexpensiveness of the tire, but also I like the longevity of it. So that's give or take. Sean Woods, we replaced our run flats on our BMW 530xi. So you're gonna go back down? Okay. And if anyone could tell me how you deal with a cat who sheds like crazy, I'm all for it. I would definitely like some input because I swear I'm going to cough up a hairball one day with all the fur he's shed. Carol Maddox, my 2012 Cooper S came with the cell phone holder attached, but the part that holds the cell phone was not attached. Can you buy the part separately? I believe you can buy the part separately. You're referring to this section right here. It just has like a twist thing right here, so it pops on, pops off. You can actually buy that part separately. You can also, if you can find one that will work on it, you can retrofit one from go on Amazon. You can retrofit a magnetic one. You can retrofit the same kind of mount similar to this. There's other things you can put on it, but if you want the OEM one, go to your local Mini dealership or look online for Mini Cooper cell phone holder parts, and you can get those parts. But I think they can actually order the head for the phone holder, which is, I don't think it's super expensive. I'm not 100% sure, but I think they can get the parts. And I'm sure they've done it before. So not a bad, that's not a difficult thing to get for them, I think. I think it's because people do tend to break them over time. So yes, you can get those parts. Just go contact your local Mini dealership and order the part, basically. I don't know how expensive it's going to be. So if you're looking for saving a little money, go on Amazon or even eBay and try to find the part there. You can find it used possibly, or if you want to just replace the head on the thing with something else, like a magnetic one, you can do that as well. And they do fit. I think they're mostly universal for the most part, so I think they do actually fit. So that might help you out there. I hope it does. If you have any other questions about that, if you want me to try to find that part for you, like look up where it's located possibly, I might be able to dig up the information for you at some point. Just contact me on my Instagram, or I think there's a way you can email me through the YouTube channel, so you can do that as well, and I can probably find that information for you if I can't get it. If I don't have the information, I know people who do. So, like I've told people in the past, if I can't find it, I know people who can do it. So, hope that helps you all out there, and I hope that answers your question, Carol. Steve Smith, thank you. You're welcome, welcome, Stephen. And we are 35 minutes in. So if anyone has any further questions or comments or anything, we got 20 people in here. I'm impressed. That's good for me for this time of day. That's almost better than I think I've had in the past. So here's a record. Don't see my usual people lurking here aside from Dale. I don't see Mark here. I don't see Ethan in here, but Ethan's going to be watching his video of his car on Friday anyway when it comes up. So I can slowly start to wrap things up here. But AJ says, thanks. What's the code again for Outmotoring? Okay, if you want to buy anything from Outmotoring for your Mini, if you're looking for accessories, upgrades, things for your car, anything really cool, use code MINIAC5 and you will save 5% off on your order. Also, any orders over $195 are free shipping. So go over there, check them out. If you see something you might want, and Carol, they might have the cell phone holder that you're looking for. So head over to outmotoring.com, use code MINIAC5. You'll save 5% off on your order, and all orders over $195 are free shipping. So they are still shipping right now. They still have parts, and I've gotten a few parts from Outmotoring recently. So I know they're still shipping parts even with the coronavirus case or coronavirus pandemic going on with the stay-at-home orders. They are still able to ship those parts. So you can still get them. And Nickerish asks, what about the LED fog lights? I love the LED fog lights with the halos around them. I'm assuming those are the ones you're talking about, not the rally lights. I love those. I'd love to retrofit those onto my Mini, and I might try to do that at some point. I also might try to retrofit the LED rally lights onto my car at some point as well. Marco in here says, love my R50. Good choice, good car. R50s are great little minis. Nickerish says again, I was looking at getting some, but don't know what to go with. If you're talking about the OEM LED fog lights, that would be the OEM LED fog light kit. If you're looking for just like an LED fog light or LED rally light, look at outmotoring.com, see what they have in their inventory. They have a good selection of parts. They have good selection of accessories. They have tons of stuff. So I'm sure you can find what you're looking for your Mini on Outmotoring. So and I have a feeling if Aaron over there can't get or doesn't have the part, he probably could get it. Do you know where I can get sun visors? Sun visors, are you talking about the factory sun visors, the things that flip down, or are you talking about something else entirely? Because I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that. So I'm going to wait for Marco here to answer what he's looking for there. But if he's looking for the OEM sun visors, OEM, okay. I would check, okay, as far as OEM goes, I would check on eBay. And the reason why is you're going to get them pretty cheap, probably pulled out of a salvage. The reason why I say that is it's getting very, very hard to find parts for the R50 and R53, and that's because they are starting to discontinue making parts for those cars because those cars are now over 10 years old. So I would go there, check to see what they have. I've bought parts off of eBay to repair my Mini if I couldn't get brand new ones. If you want to go brand new, Outmotoring might have them. They might be able to get them. Otherwise, like I said, eBay, or if you're lucky enough and you come across a Mini in a salvage yard, just pull the visors out of there. I'm probably going to have to replace the sun visor on the driver's side of my Mini, and that's because it looks like someone put gold paint, like gold little paint splotches on the visor, and I don't like how that looks. So I might be replacing mine soon as well. But there's one option right there. There's a couple of options there. But just basically look around. If you can get the part number off the visor, go there. If you want to get the part number specifically for your car, go over to realoem.com, REALOEM.com. Type in the last 7 of your VIN in the search thing, and it will pull the VIN specs for your car. And you can then go through the parts lists that they have. They have a full inventory of the parts numbers for everything that goes on that car. So you can figure out the specific part number for your Mini. Excuse me. And then you can actually type that part number into like eBay or something, for example, and it will actually pull up whatever parts are on eBay that go to that part number. So you'll be able to find the part that specifically fits your car rather than finding something that might fit your car and then ordering it and finding out it doesn't. So things to consider. Nickerish says, what the LED lights throw a warning code? LED lights typically do not throw warning codes if they have the CAN bus system attached to them. The only thing the LED lights will do that's kind of funky is they will, since they don't have the CAN bus system on them, unless you add it, they will, when you start the car, they will blink. They'll basically just like a pulse, like a rapid pulse when you first start the car up, and then they'll function normally. That being said, I haven't tested this out yet, but apparently in the Beamer Code app, you can go in, you can change the bulbs, the bolt type of bulb in there from halogen to LED. So I don't know if you can possibly code it out of the vehicle so it doesn't make that mistake, or if you're just going to have to put in the CAN bus system, or if you're just going to have to find the right bulb that won't cause an issue. But no, I don't think the LED bulbs will throw a code, or will throw a code or a warning light in your car. But if they do, you might just have to either find the right bulb that'll work, or start the car up. So just don't drive away quickly with your lights pulsing, because you don't want to get pulled over for impersonating a police officer, because that wouldn't be a good thing. But no, I've had LED turn signal bulbs in my car. I've had LED fog light bulbs in my car. I've had LED tail light bulbs in my car. I've had aftermarket ones. I had an LED aftermarket brake light or reverse light bulb in one of my Minis, and when I started the car, it would pulse, and then it would be fine. And the same thing with the turn signals. They were LED, and when I turned the car on, they would pulse, and then they'd be fine. So it won't cause a bulb out code if that's what you're concerned about. It will just look a little funky for a brief period of time. Dwayne says, R53 Cooper S, loving it. Good choice. R53 Cooper S is a great car. I had my first Mini was an R53 Cooper S. Loved that car. And if I had the money to buy another one again, I probably would. But we're 42 minutes in here. I got 19 people in here still watching this, so I want to say hey to everybody that's been out there. But I'm hoping you've been watching the channel, checking out some of the other videos. If you've been enjoying them, don't forget to comment on those videos, leave likes. If you have any questions, always feel free to get in touch with me. You can get in touch with me through Instagram easily, and I can answer your questions there. But I'm always willing to answer questions, even in the comment sections of these videos after I've already done them. So I'm going to wrap this up, but I'm hoping you're all doing well, staying safe, staying happy, staying healthy. And I'm just going to remind you all before I let you go that life is too short to drive a boring car, so drive a Mini. Motor on, everybody, and I will see you all in the next video. And don't forget to check out the don't forget to check out the video at the end of this week. But also, the next live stream is coming up next Wednesday as well. So I'm going to try to keep doing as many videos as I can until I can't do them anymore. And right now, I'm running a little low, but I'm going to do what I can to keep videos coming to you guys so you can keep enjoying the channel. So thanks for everyone coming by. Have a great morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world.